Hello, good morning students. Welcome back to the lecture of science of class 10th. Now in this lecture we will discuss the chemical properties of bases. So first, chemical properties of bases. In previous lecture we had discussed the chemical properties of acids. In this we will talk about the chemical properties of bases. So first, chemical properties of bases is reaction with metals. Reaction with metals. So in this also, in chemical properties of bases also react with metals to produce salts and hydrogen gas, similar to the acidic properties, similar to the acids. So here we can write metals plus base gives salts plus hydrogen gas. So we can take here metal as Zn plus NaOH, that gives sodium zincate Na2 ZnO2 plus H2 gas. Okay, so this is metal, this is base, so it reacts with metal to produce here salts. This is sodium zincate. Okay, so here reaction with metals. So similarly we can take different metals and base, so it will form the salts of the given metal. Now the second properties of these non-metals are these bases are a reaction with metal carbonate, or metal hydrogen carbonate. Okay, so bases in acids, properties of acids, we had discussed that acid react with metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate, so that forms a salts. But in this reaction with metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate, these bases do not react at all. So we can say that bases do not react with metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate. So this is the second reaction, means bases at all do not react with metal carbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate. So third properties of these bases, let's see the third properties of base. Third properties of base is reaction with non-metallic oxide. Third property, reaction with non-metallic oxide. So here we can write non-metallic oxide plus base, that gives salts plus, it gives salts plus H2O. Okay, that gives salts plus H2O. So we can take one example, means when bases react with non-metallic oxides similar to the properties of acids. So acid reacts with non-metallic oxide to produce salts and water. In similar way, it will also produce salts and water. So we can take here non-metallic oxide as a CO2 plus calcium hydroxide as base. So it will form the salts of calcium carbonate CaCO3 plus H2O. Okay, so this is CaCO3. So salts will be formed of the base whatever we have taken. So here base we have taken calcium hydroxide, so it forms calcium carbonate CaCO3 plus H2O. This is called as, this is salt and it is calcium carbonate. So it is calcium carbonate. Now the fourth property, let us see the fourth properties. Fourth properties of, that is base in water. Base in water. So acid or base, in previous lecture we had discussed about the acid or base in water. So in acids we had also discussed that acids in aqueous solution produces H plus ion, but this H plus ion cannot remain alone, does not exist alone, and reacts with water molecules to form hydronium ion. In similar way, this base in water, we can take example like NaOH. So NaOH in presence of this aqueous water, it forms, it dissociates into Na plus ion and OH minus ion. So means in aqueous solution in water, this base produces or dissociates into their ions as a positive ion and negative ion. Now this is the fourth property, that base in water produces their respective ions, means they dissociates into positive and negative ion. Now fifth property is that reaction with acid. Reaction with acid. So in 7th lecture we had discussed about the properties of, chemical properties of acids. So in that chemical properties of acids we had discussed that acid and base reacts together to form salts and water. So this type of reaction is also called as neutralization reaction. The similar reaction takes place over here. Now base reacts with acid to form salt and water. Like base, we can write here base plus acid, that gives salts plus water. So this salts plus water, we can take here base as a NaOH, acid as HCl. So it produces NaCl plus H2O. Okay. So here we also need, if we need to balance this equation, we can balance them. But here there is no need to balance. It is already balanced. I think sodium is 1, OH is there, O is 1, H is 1 and H is 1. So 1 and 1, 2. So here hydrogen is 2. Chlorine is 1, so chlorine is 1. So it is balanced reaction. Now we will see here some basic common characteristics, or what do these acids in your textbook. There is one topic, what do acids and bases have common in them. So we will talk what is the basic common in both acids as well as base. So let's see common in all acids and bases. So one side we can take it acid and we can take base at the another side. So first, this acid produces H plus ion. H plus ions are produced in aqueous solution. Okay. In similar way, or all the acids that produces H plus ions in aqueous solution, bases produces OH minus ions are produced in aqueous solution. Okay. Now second common characteristics, that this H plus ion which is produced during in aqueous solution is responsible for this acidic property. So we can write H plus ion is responsible for their acidic properties. And here OH minus ions are responsible for basic property or basic in nature. Okay. So this H plus ion is responsible for their acidic properties or acidic in nature. OH minus ions are responsible for their basic in nature or basic in character or basic in properties. So this is all about the common in all acids and bases. Now in the next lecture we will see the other topics. Till then you stay home, stay safe and keep learning.